Okay, this week we're talking about budgeting. Yeah. And I wanted to walk you through the assignment that you're going to do for me, which is creating a simple budget. Now, if you already have a budget that you manage in a different app or something, you can just screenshot that budget app and send it in for your assignment. But if you don't have a budget and you are not in the habit of budgeting, I have created a little budget, simple budget for you that we're going to walk through together. And you can use this. So it's kind of a little bit of flexibility in this assignment if this is something that you're already doing. Okay, so let's look at that assignment. So first of all, this is straight from Dave Ramsey, right, who taught me how to budget and stay on a budget. And sometimes I'm better at that than others. But this is straight from him. So he has 7 baby steps that he encourages you to follow. And these are it's a proven method to help you get out of debt and to succeed in your finances. So these are the baby steps. Step 1, get $1,000 in your emergency fund, $500 if your income is less than $20,000. So the point here is that bad things happen, right? We know. Like your car breaks, your washing machine quits, your water heater explodes, something happens that costs a good bit of money to repair. And if you have an emergency fund built in, then you can pay for that and you don't have to worry about it. So some people use their credit cards as an emergency fund, which means you end up paying way more for that, because if you can't pay that off at the end of the month, then you have to carry an interest, so it ends up costing you more money that way. But if you have an emergency fund set up, when bad things happen, you're prepared. Number 2, pay off all debt except the house, utilizing the debt snowball. The debt snowball is just you take the little debt and pay it off first. Like, let's say you have, 3 debt. You have a little medical bill, you have your car payment, and you have, $8,000 left on your car, and then you have a $15,000 credit card bill, right? So you pay the little medical bill that you have first, and you pay that off, and then you use everything and just pay the minimum amount on the other ones. And then once you pay off one bill, then you'll use all of your extra money to pay the next bill until it's paid off, and then you roll all that extra money into your final debt. And that is the debt snowball. Okay. Number 3, save 3 to 6 months expenses and savings. So this one, you just want to have 3 to 6 months expenses and savings. So you come up with a number of what that is for you. What total number is 3 to 6 months? And you just take your emergency fund that you started in number 1 and you bump it up to that number, whatever 3 to 6 months of expenses is for you. Now, we know that if something happens and my husband and I both lose our jobs in the same week, which has happened to us before, I'm not going to be watching Netflix and eating at Chick-fil-A, right, when neither of us have jobs. So there will be some things that I cut out of my budget. So you're looking kind of at just your bare bones expenses there, unless you're thinking, I want to look for a job. I want to be able to have Netflix and eat at Chick-fil-A. And so then you would just be in more the 6 months range of that. Okay. Number 4, invest 15% of your income in Roth IRAs and pre-tax retirement plans. This is talking about investing. And there is a video that will talk more about that a little bit. But the best time of your life to invest is in your 20s. The investment return, you just can't get it the same. And you'll see more about that later. But it's super important that you start investing in your 20s. Number 5, save up for college for your kids. Number 6, pay off your home early. Number 7, build wealth and give. So those are the 7 baby steps. So you identify what step you're in, work on that step, and then move to the next step until you're at the end. As we're building our budgets, I just want to remind you that the 4 walls of your budget are the most important things: food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. We take care of those first before we take care of other things. All right, and here is my simple budget. So I went back and I found my pay stub for how much I got paid when I was a very starting out teacher, my very first real job. And my total take-home net pay was $924.89. So we're going to round that up to $925 for the purpose of this worksheet. So that was my take-home pay back in the day. So when I had that job, I was living with my friend in her parents' duplex that they owned and rented out to her and her friends. And so it was a pretty sweet housing gig set up. So that's why my housing is so cheap. But when I'm making my budget, right, I start here with, let's just put it up here, $925. Okay, that's how much money I have to spend. And we're going to make a zero-based budget, which means that every dollar has a name. Okay, I am going to spend in my budget all $925 that I have. Okay, and so I'm going to start here at the top with giving, right? Because gratitude, man, makes me happy. Because, right, the Bible tells me that I need to be giving, so I want to do that. So that's here at the top for me, $100. Then I have some pulled out in savings. Now, outside of that $925, I had an employee matching program, 401k at that job. And so this is really kind of over and above the money that I'm already investing from there. So anyway, but that's what that $50 is for, just for saving. So, assuming here I didn't have any debt, which I didn't, right? So then I was kind of on this, 3 to 6 months expenses and savings is probably the baby step that I was on. Although after that, then I should have just put that savings into that and bumped up my investment total that I was getting at that place. So anyway, but gifts is first, then saving, housing. I think my housing was $350. I can't find that exact number anywhere, but that sounds right to me. I didn't have any like internet or gas or electricity there. It was just all bills included. And so I think that was all bills included, $350, which is just super cheap. Thanks, Barbie. I did pay my parents $10 for my cell phone. That was just back in the day because I'm really old. And it was like add a family member for $10 a line. So that was it. Oh, the days before data. So that's the only utility payment I had. And then I pulled out another $200 for food, $100 for transportation. I didn't have a car payment, which is really just thanks to my parents. They gave me a car. So my only transportation cost was gas, and I think it was about $100 a month that I was paying. And so then these are the last ones, right? Kind of divvy up these numbers because essentially I have $115 to spend between clothing, personal, and recreation. I didn't have any regular medical expenses and didn't go very often. I had dental insurance, had vision insurance, so it didn't cost me very much. I didn't have any big medical costs usually. So didn't have anything in there. And if I did, it probably would have come out of savings if I had a random cavity that needed to be filled or something like that. So I can kind of use the rest of my money there however I want. If I wanted to go I just like to be flexible, So if I wanted to go out or take a friend out or go get some coffee, right? That would kind of come out of this recreation. And then personal money, clothing, that's kind of the same thing to me. So anyway, I really have, $105, $110, $15 to spend however I want there. And then I didn't have any debt, so I didn't have to worry about that. So that's how I set up my budget back in the day before husband and kids. And it was just me and my roommate. But you can see the point of a zero-based budget is that every dollar has a name, and it does in this scenario. Every dollar has a name, okay? At the end here, I have $0 left. I know where each of those dollars are going. And then, so this is kind of my plan, and then in this column, I would record what I actually spent. So what you'll do is you're just going to make a plan. You might not have any actual percentages for the month. Let's see, it's the end of September. So you could do this where you do this for September and then you write down your actual percentages for September. And then for budgets, it's just think of it as a living document, right? That you're going to create a plan and then you're going to check the plan. And did it work? Like maybe one week I went to visit my sister in Dallas, right? And so I didn't spend just $100 on transportation that week or that month. I spent $200 because I drove to Dallas and back. And so there will be some things that change, but I probably wouldn't change the percentage in that case because, or the number, because that was a special thing. So probably that money would just come out of recreation and savings, that extra $100. So anyway, that's kind of how this works. If you haven't made a budget before, that's the point of it. You make a plan for your money, every single dollar of your money. You track it during the month. Did I actually spend what I said I was going to spend in the way that I was going to spend it? And if not, then where am I messing up? Just a couple of reminders. Your credit card is not your emergency fund. Also, plastic. Using debit card, credit card, it doesn't hurt. And what hurts even less is that little button in your web browser, right? It just doesn't hurt at all to click that, which is really bad. It just makes us spend more money. So when you spend with cash, the spending actually hurts. So if you're looking to stay on budget, you might think about pulling out cash that you need for the month in each of those categories. And when the cash is out, then it's out. And you're also less likely to spend it because it hurts to give it away. Overall, American households spend over $412 billion in credit card charges every year. So, and 45% of American cardholders only make the minimum payments on their consumer debt, which is pretty rough. Right? So it's hard to build wealth when you are in debt. So this plan pushes you out of debt, out of all of your debt, right? Hopefully you even pay off your house early. But that is the baby steps and the simple budget plan that you will make this week. Your money is your business. So I'm not really looking to see the numbers that are on here. You can blur them out, black them out, whatever. What is important to me, and I mean, you can show them to me if you want to, but what is important to me is that you've gone through the process of creating a budget. It's just hard to be successful in life if we don't have a hold on our finances. And so I've got some videos for you this week that will help you, that will teach you about how to keep a budget, how to manage a budget, how to invest if you're looking for more information about that. And then if you want some extra resources above what I've given you this week, just holler and I will connect you with some more stuff that I know. And so I think that's it for this week. But I can't wait to see how you start planning how to spend your money and do that in a better way.